Hey there, welcome back to Imperfect Wellness with Deja. Are you tired of all the conflicting advice about PCOS? It's hard enough to deal with the symptoms without having to navigate all the myths and misconceptions. In this video, I'm setting the record straight about PCOS myths, especially when it comes to diet and lifestyle. So let's dive in. Myth number 1. You need to completely cut out carbs to manage PCOS. Truth. Carbs are not the enemy, and you don't need to cut them out entirely. This myth comes from the fact that many women with PCOS experience insulin resistance, making it harder for our bodies to process sugar effectively. And while it is true that limiting refined carbs like white bread, pastries, and sugary snacks can help manage symptoms for sure, cutting out all carbs isn't necessary or sustainable, in my opinion. I learned this the hard way. When I tried keto, I felt honestly amazing. At the time, I was home all the time, so it was easy to prepare my own meals and stick to the plan. But when I returned to work outside the home, I found it much harder to keep up with such a restrictive diet. And that's when I decided to loosen up a bit and switch to a low-carb approach instead of keto. I thought my symptoms would return, but to my surprise, they did not. Instead, what you can do is focus on incorporating complex carbs from whole grains, fruits, vegetables, and legumes. These types of carbs provide fiber, vitamins, and minerals that support blood sugar regulation and overall health. For example, choosing brown rice over white rice or opting for sweet potatoes instead of fries can make a big difference. Another important tip: don't eat naked carbs. That is, carbs that are on their own. Pair them with protein, fat, and/or fiber to stabilize blood sugar and reduce cravings. So, for example, you can add almond butter to an apple or pair your toast with an avocado and an egg. Finally, remember that carb tolerance varies among women with PCOS. Some can handle more carb than others while managing symptoms effectively. So experimentation and tracking your body's response can help you find out what works best for you. And why this matters? Well, this matters because demonizing carbs can lead to restricted eating patterns, unnecessary guilt, and ultimately harm your mental and physical health. Moderating and balancing carbs instead of avoiding them completely is key to long-term success. Myth number 2. PCOS means you'll never lose weight. The truth: weight loss with PCOS can be much more challenging due to hormonal imbalances and insulin resistance, but it is not impossible. The key is to shift the focus from restrictive diets to sustainable lifestyle changes. Weight loss struggles have been one of the most prominent challenges for me personally. My weight fluctuated for years as I tried every diet and relied heavily on high-intensity cardio to try to lose weight and keep it off. It wasn't until I started focusing on eating to balance my blood sugar and incorporating strength training into my routine that I finally saw lasting results. Strength training made a huge difference, helping me build muscle, boost metabolism, and see major progress. By making small changes like swapping refined carbs for whole foods and including protein and healthy fats in my meal, I began to notice progress. Instead of aiming for perfection, prioritize consistency. Incorporate regular exercise, a mix of strength training and moderate cardio, along with balanced meals that include protein, healthy fats, and fiber. These strategies help regulate insulin levels, making it easier for your body to manage weight. The idea that weight loss is unattainable can lead to feelings of defeat, but small, steady progress adds up over time. Myth number 3. Dairy is bad for all women with PCOS. The truth: dairy can affect some women with PCOS, particularly those sensitive to insulin spikes or inflammation, but it's not universally harmful. For many, dairy products like Greek yogurt, which are high protein, can actually support blood sugar stability and provide important nutrients like calcium. I personally had to figure out what worked best for me when it came to dairy. I'm lactose intolerant, so I have other reasons to watch my dairy intake. When I first learned about a PCOS-friendly diet, I decided to remove dairy for a time to see how it affected me. I quickly realized that while dairy wasn't the culprit for my symptoms, I could handle a small amount without any issues. So in fact, Greek yogurt has become a staple in my daily diet. It provides protein and is gentle on my tummy. If you suspect dairy triggers your symptoms, like acne or digestive upset, or you just want to see how you feel without it, consider removing it for 3 to 6 weeks to see if you notice a difference. Then reintroduce it and monitor how you feel. Remember, this is a personal decision, not a universal rule. Why it matters. Avoiding dairy unnecessarily can cut out valuable nutrients from your diet. Instead, focus on what works for your body. If you're finding this video helpful, please support me by subscribing for more content like this and turn on notifications so you never miss a video from me. Okay, back to our regular scheduled program. Myth number 4. You must go gluten-free if you have PCOS. Truth. While some women with PCOS may have gluten sensitivities, there is no scientific evidence that all women with PCOS need to eliminate gluten. Whole grain options like oats, barley, and farro can be excellent sources of fiber and nutrients that help with insulin resistance. I decided to eliminate gluten for a time, just like I did with dairy, to see if it had an impact on my symptoms. After a few months, I reintroduced gluten, and surprisingly, I didn't notice a significant difference in how I felt or in my symptoms. It made me realize that, like with dairy, everybody responds differently. If you suspect gluten is causing symptoms or simply want to test how you feel without it, again, consider eliminating gluten for 3 to 6 weeks. This will give your body time to reset and help you notice any differences. And after this trial period, you can gradually add it back in and see how your body reacts. There's no need to fully eliminate gluten. If you feel better without it, that's perfectly fine. You may choose not to reintroduce it, or you might choose to just reduce it in your diet. Just remember this, there's no need to fully eliminate gluten unless you have a diagnosed sensitivity or celiac disease. So even if you decide it's better for you to remove it, again, it may not be necessary to completely eliminate it forever. Why this matters. Unnecessary restrictions can make eating stressful and unsustainable. So it's so important to find what's nourishing and realistic for you. Myth number 5. Exercise must be intense to be effective for PCOS. The truth. High-intensity workouts can be beneficial, but they're not the only way to see results. In fact, overdoing it can increase cortisol, which is the stress hormone, and that can in turn worsen PCOS symptoms. So a combination of strength training, moderate cardio, and restorative practices like yoga or walking can help regulate hormones, improve insulin sensitivity, and manage stress. The key is consistency, not intensity. And why this matters. Making exercise enjoyable and sustainable ensures you'll stick with it for the long term. And that's the goal. Myth number 6. Supplements alone can cure PCOS. Supplements like inositol, vitamin D, and omega-3s can support PCOS management, but they're not a cure. Lifestyle changes, including diet, exercise, and stress management, are the foundation of effective PCOS management. Supplements are just one piece of the puzzle. Over the years, I've tried various supplements to support my PCOS. I've gone back and forth with different ones based on my needs and goals at the time. Currently, I take inositol, omega-3s, vitamin D, and cinnamon, and I've also tried berberine in the past. I'm planning on adding CoQ10 and curcumin to my regimen soon. So while these supplements have supported my overall well-being, I found that they work best when combined with other lifestyle changes. So supplements alone are not a miracle solution. They're most effective when paired with balanced nutrition, regular exercise, and stress management techniques. Why it matters. Believing in a quick fix can lead to disappointment. My suggestion is to take a holistic approach instead. Myth number 7. You can't get pregnant if you have PCOS. The truth. PCOS can make conception much more challenging, but it's far from impossible. Many women with PCOS successfully conceive through lifestyle changes and/or medical interventions like fertility treatments. I conceived both of my daughters with the help of fertility treatments. At the time, I didn't realize that regulating my cycle through diet and lifestyle was an option. I wish I had known then what I know now, but still, I am incredibly grateful to God and the doctors and the medicine that helped me bring my babies into the world. In addition to diet and lifestyle changes, if needed, working with a healthcare provider to regulate ovulation and address hormonal imbalances can significantly improve your chances of conceiving. Why it matters. This myth can create unnecessary fear and hopelessness. Education and support can empower women with PCOS to explore their options and make informed decisions. Myth number 8. PCOS is caused by poor lifestyle choices. The truth. PCOS is a complex condition influenced by genetics, hormones, and environmental factors. While lifestyle can affect symptom management, it is not the root cause of PCOS. Why it matters. This myth promotes stigma and blame. Instead, focus on empowering yourself with knowledge and healthy habits. Myth number 9. All women with PCOS experience the same symptom. The truth. PCOS is a spectrum disorder, meaning it can present differently in every woman. While some women struggle with irregular periods, others may experience acne, excess hair growth, hair loss, or weight gain. Some may not have visible symptoms at all. Why this matters. Understanding the diversity of PCOS helps tailor management strategies to individual needs. Myth number 10. Birth control is the only treatment for PCOS. Truth. While birth control is often prescribed by doctors to regulate periods and manage symptoms, it's not the only treatment option. In fact, there are much better options to treat PCOS, many that we've discussed already today. Addressing underlying issues like insulin resistance through diet, exercise, and other lifestyle changes can be extremely effective. Some women may benefit from medications like metformin, or even better, natural supplements like inositol, which is proven to be just as effective as metformin, in combination with other lifestyle changes. Why this matters. Empowering women with knowledge about their options ensures better symptom management and overall health. Thanks for joining me today to debunk these common PCOS myths. If any of these surprised you, or if you've heard of other myths you'd like me to address, leave a comment below. And don't forget to check out my other videos for more tips on managing PCOS and improving your health. Remember, you are more than capable of taking back control and feeling better.